Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. Duff Phelps has come out with the latest of this year's edition of their brand valuation report. So, what are the top celebrity brands in India? Who are the top celebrity endorsers? And how has influencer marketing changed in these COVID times that we are living in? Also, which are the new brand and celeb models in current times? We are finding out from Aviral Jain MD, Duff Phelps.
Hi everyone, welcome to CNBC TV 18. Many thanks for joining us.
Same here. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show.
Duff Phelps has come out with this year's edition of Celebrity Brand Valuation Report. And if you could just sum up top 3 celebrity endorsement trends for 2021. What are the top 10 celebrity brands and the top brand endorsers?
The first one being, as I said, digitization. I think we're going to see almost every contract having a strong element of digital and social media. Um, uh, uh, that's what the pandemic has taught us. It has changed the consumer behavior, and clearly it is here to stay. The second trend which I see is that the brands will look for focused and niched campaigns. There could be situations where certain new age brands may want to start aligning with influencers and creating a niche for themselves. There could be situations where large brands may have multiple levels of endorsers. They may have an A-list celeb doing doing a national level sort of a campaign, whereas they might be tier two as well as certain emerging celebs and influencers covering the short term geographies. And finally, I think the technology is here to stay. So which means that going forward, the brands have to align themselves with using technology as a platform to deliver content. You also asked me about the top 10 brands and the celebrities which have been endorsing it. So most of these brands, I think we had a pandemic year. We had a lot of FMCG brand, consumer brands like Boost. For Virat Kohli, we had Harpic, Fortune Kurkure for Akshay Kumar. We had Bingo and Colgate for Ranveer Singh. And we also saw a lot of technology brands driven by fintech, edtech, and e-gaming brands. For example, we had Byju's and Big Basket for Shah Rukh Khan. We also had PhonePe for Alia Bhatt. So clearly there was a mix of brands this time driven by health and hygiene as well as some of the tech brands.
I mean, one of the biggest changes of the lockdown was, the way celebrities were engaging with the consumers. It was more digital oriented. Unlike pre-COVID, traditionally there would be more focus on in-person, offline appearances like shoots, events, or probably engaging directly with the fans. Now that constituted approximately 80% of the earnings, and now with that gone, with the celebrity engagement restricted just to digital, which is 5% of the total fee. How has the game changed, because the advertising and marketing budgets have also reduced? How has this situation impacted endorsement deals, and going forward, will there be new models of collaboration between brands and celebrity endorsers?
As Winston Churchill said, never waste a good crisis. What happened was that the brands and marketers also took up the challenge. So we saw celebrities spreading a lot of social driven COVID messages, what kind of precautions they can take. Some of them started having throwback pictures on their social media feeds. We also had somebody like Kareena Kapoor. She was never on social media. She opened an Instagram account in March, and within weeks, there were 5 million followers for her. So clearly, the celebrities took up the challenge to entertain the audience while everyone was sitting at home. Similarly, the endorsement contracts also underwent a change. I think you're absolutely right that digital and social media was just one of the components of the old endorsement contract. But with the changing consumer behavior and the consumption patterns, what we saw was that digital became the touch point, and it led to certain experimentations by the brands, because at one time they also had a reduced marketing budget, and at the other end they had to leverage the social media and technology platforms. So we saw a lot of new age and emerging celebrities getting a chance to endorse a brand. We also saw a push towards influencer marketing, because that came at a much lower cost and focused on niche audience. At the end, I would just like to say we are now in a clearly in the midst of a digital revolution, and the collaboration now what we have between the brands and celebs has gone to a completely new level.
Aviral, speaking of influencer marketing, how has COVID 19 changed the landscape for influencer marketing? Now, you mentioned yourself that, Kareena Kapoor, who was missing from the social media thus far, joined Instagram during the lockdown. How has this impacted influencer marketing? And going forward, how will influencer marketing be done? Will it be more digitally led? Will there be more digital formats and more personalized, perhaps, with these celebrities posting more on their personal accounts with more personalized communication?
Absolutely. I think what COVID has taught us is something that going ahead, trust and reliability will be the key parameters if you have to connect well with the audience. So, influencer marketing, while it came as a kind of a solution, I would say, at the time when we did not have a physical world open, and at the same time, the brands had a reduced marketing budget. So, it came in as a solution for that problem. But what we have realized is using the influencers, brands have actually increased the degrees of authenticity in their campaigns by several degrees. And the reason is very simple, because brands are able to choose the image which the influencer is carrying out and try and align with their own products. So for example, you look at a cosmetics brand, it's able to collaborate with a blogger which is focusing on lifestyle, perhaps beauty. A gaming company, it can easily collaborate with a tech blogger and a gamer. So these alignments ensures that there is a lot of authenticity in the campaign. And also want to highlight Kroll, which is one of our divisions. They did a global study with FMCG companies last year. They found that uh, almost every company is looking to enhance their budgets toward spend on influencer marketing. In fact, the median range on allocation to influencer marketing is expected to be between 30 to 50% in 2021. That's a big number and difficult to ignore. So clearly, influencer marketing is the way ahead.
You mentioned about the trends in the business of influencer marketing, and while I was going through the report, I saw a trend towards, the emergence of younger stars, younger celebrities given preference over the A-list celebrity endorsers. Now, even especially on digital media, and even social celebrities like digital influencers who are not even actors or sportsmen, given preference, or the emergence of a new brand or a new breed of celebrity endorsers. How has this situation impacted the brand equity or the brand value of A-listers, like for say like an Amitabh Bachchan or a Shah Rukh Khan?
That's an interesting observation. And actually, this is the first time we saw that the number of endorsements for the top 20 celebrities in India had a decline. Last 3 years, if we were to pick up the trends, the number of endorsements were growing at almost a 15 to 16% CAGR at an annual growth rate of 16%. And 2020 was the first year where we saw a decline in the number of brands. I think it came down from 370 to 355 or so. Clearly, I think there was, a trend where certain brands decided to move away from A-list established celeb to some of the new and emerging celebs. And while some of them actually might have gone to a non-celeb endorser, basically more like an influencer or a blogger, for themselves. Now, there could be two reasons. One could be the very fact that the marketing budgets were constrained, because initially when the COVID came in, it caused a big disruption. And the easier thing for the companies to react was to catch hold of the discretionary expenditure, which is marketing budgets, and try and survive during that period. The second element was because of the change in the consumer behavior. The only way to interact or really reach out to the consumers was using the social media platforms. And not all the established celebs are very, very active on social media platforms, and that really created an opportunity for the younger ones and the bloggers and the influencers to pick up. I think businesses will want to continue experimenting, continue looking at and evaluating the ROI they generate on their campaigns, and accordingly decide a strategy for themselves.
All right, Aviral, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
And now it's time for this week's notice board. Real estate player Lodha Group has launched its latest campaign saying Apna Ghar Isse Acha Kya, featuring their brand ambassador Akshay Kumar. This entire campaign, in fact, drives home a message or a feeling of belongingness that one has when one owns a place of his or her own vis-a-vis a rented apartment. Let's take a look.
दो पड़ोसियों के यहाँ खुशियों की टोकरियां हैं आई। किसी चीज पे एक खिलखिलाती तो दूसरी रूठ जाती, फिर भी साथ रहकर मचलती गाती। कहने को तो हैं अलग अलग, पर एक दूसरे से अलग न रह पाती। उम्र बड़ी साल बदले, पर न बदली ये 9 की यारी।
पापा, मुझे ये घर बड़ा याद आएगा।
और ये
वो रिश्ते होते हैं बड़े खास, जिसमें हम बदलें खुशी खुशी।
जहाँ खुशियाँ बसती है, जहाँ आपके अपने करीब आते हैं, जहाँ रिश्तों की जड़ें मजबूत होती हैं। अपना घर, रिश्तों का बसेरा। लोडा, अपना घर, इससे अच्छा क्या।
Pampers is the brand that has been championing the message of equal parenting for quite some time, and now celebrity parents Soha Ali Khan and Kunal Khemu have joined hands with Pamper to in fact encourage parents to take equal part or take equal responsibility in healthy and happy development of their own child. It takes two, says the campaign. Let's take a look.
हौले हौले रातों को चुपके से आ जा रे।
Congratulations, it's a baby girl. आप बाप बन गए।
जो अब तक देखा है, सुना है कि ये सब माँ की जिम्मेदारी है, उसे शेयर करना सीखना होगा। बाप कहने से नहीं बनते, मुझे बाप बनना पड़ेगा।
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll be back same time next week. See you soon.